I met a gypsy.
How is Imagination different for you? Because I feel like that was really your like breakout performance. It was cool to watch.
Thanks. It was well. That's like just I've always seen that event and thought it was like just like it's so my event. Like it's just free like dirt to dirt jumps and like that's just really my style. Like that event really kind of was like perfect for me. Like I've always kind of thought I would do pretty good there because I like going to the hills and hitting jumps like that.
And that course is just kind of like the ultimate.
Yeah, it's not like the hills really. It's very like Baker and Bierman together have like their like it feels I can tell like that it's built by them. Like,
yeah.
Once you hit one lip, they all kind of hit the same a little bit. And even like we went to Chocolate Mountain, that jump over the shark fin, like the big double, right in front of the fishbowl, like you go over it.
Yeah,
Like that double. Like that was pretty scary, but just knowing that Baker built it, I knew kind of how to hit it.
How big was that?
I don't know. It's pretty big though.
Yeah.
It's probably like 95.
I think with Baker's lips is like, what gear is it? And then if you know the gear, you know that at the bottom of the ramp,
which
if
I
you
don't,
just
because I
fully
don't have a
wrap
gear,
it,
but
what's that?
I don't have gears, but
yeah, it makes it tougher for you.
a little bit, but it's still kind of the same.
But yeah, I think they do the theory behind hitting a Baker Berriman ramp is get to the bottom of the ramp, be in the right gear,
yeah,
crack the throttle
cruise in the
wide
right
open.
speed and then pin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they once you hit one, they kind of all start flowing together.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just an event. Like speed and style too is so up my alley. Like that's so perfect. It was just a lot of things that were like just good for my riding style. Like that's just my style.
Yeah. How did you get close with Josh at all when you were hanging out with Justin?
Yeah. He's always like been like big brother to me.
Yeah.
He's always like kind of giving me like that's just how he is. He's like that. He's funny, man. He's always had my back, and he's been one too. Like through all the years, has like he's seen me at my worst and tried to help me because I think he's probably kind of been through that stuff too, and like he's always had my back. He's kind of a dick about it, but he does it out of love. I love Big Hill, dude. He's so fun to watch ride too, man. Like every time I get to watch him, he's sick.
He is one of the more talented people to just ride two wheels
for sure.
Ever
Dude,
maybe.
Yeah, he hit some big jumps.
He just like when it comes to sizing things up and like the whatever that is.
He does it weird. He doesn't do it like me and Behrman.
The physics thing, like the brain part of it, and just doing the calculations.
I'm telling you, he's on a different language.
Yeah.
About like we don't even jump in the same language. He does it weird. Like me and Behrman are really similar. I think the way we think about things and go about it, but like he's on a different wavelength.
How would you describe that process?
Like what? About to jump something?
Yeah, like because I think about it all the time. Like think about the calculations. Like I'm like really into the AI thing at the moment.
Okay.
And so like you think about you see these robots and like what they're being programmed to do with AI and like the way that they're doing these tasks and shit like that. So just like picking up an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much
that goes into it.
There's so much shit that a human can do that is like you've got a fucking crazy machine that's like hooked up to this crazy computer and then it's like they can get it to pick up an egg. Think about looking at a fucking 180-foot jump, having a 450, a human body, and a 180-foot jump. There's no way to test it. There's no way to run up. Think about the physics that's going on for a human brain to just do the calculation, like how to marry those things up. It is fucking crazy.
I don't think that much is going on though. Like, I mean, you're right. I don't. I just look at a lip and I kind of ride up to it. I look at it from the side. I really look at it from the side. That's how I feel like I kind of judge some speed. Look at it from the landing, and then that's always and then from the back, you kind of don't ever judge anything from like looking at the lip. I always look at the side and I go up to the landing, look at it from the landing, and that's where I decide how fast I'm gonna go. And then when you're going up to the lip, try not to even like think about it. And then when you're like halfway up the lip, you have a split second where you can
adjust,
either give it a little more or give it a little less. So that's kind of like. It's kind of how I look at the side, look at the landing, do what I think, because it's just not a good representation, I think, of your mind. I don't think mine doesn't at least. It translates much better from the landing.
Yeah.
The lip, you generally, I think, go too fast if you're basing it off of that.
Huh.
So that's kind of like my go-to thing. It's like look at the side, look at the landing, go. Like kind of as good as it's going to get. But Josh, I think he kind of likes jumps different. Like Like that's kind of one where imagination to the 180, which I never even jumped, so I can't really talk. But me and Bierman were looking at it and we thought it looked right, And then like Josh thought it was too steep, but I was kind of like, I don't know. I think it looks pretty right. And then we changed it, and that's when Tyler almost didn't make it because it was he made it too flat.
Yeah.
And it actually needed to go right back to where it was. And that's like one of the few times where maybe Josh would have hit it different. You know? But I just knew for me and Tyler, the way we hit it, like that it was right. You know, I could tell. And then, but that's like, Josh is one of the few people where we actually disagree on how jumps should be built sometimes because he just has such a different style, I think.
What does he do different?
It's hard to say. I can't really say because like sometimes he wants it steeper than I think. Sometimes he wants it flatter than I think. He's always just kind of we're just not on the same page, I think, when we're looking at jumps, really.
Yeah.
He looks at it different than I do.
Yeah.
I don't really know what.
Yeah, because he is one of those guys that can pretty much jump anything.
Yeah.
You know,
but he thinks about it completely different the way I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just always think about like what it would take to calculate that.
Oh God! Like if you had to get a computer to jump it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the gnarly thing about what we can do. You know, and I just think that is one of the most like mind-blowing talents that you guys have. Like even yesterday, like I've been riding bikes my whole life. I ain't jumping any of that shit, bro. You know, like there's just a level where that's just too much.
I like turn it off now, like because if I looked at the jump, I would think that too. I'd be like, I'm not jumping that. Like, and I see Tyler and Axel hit quarter pipe, like I'm like, I can't do that. When I see them crank a big whip, I'm like, I'm not even close to that. It doesn't feel like that to me. Like I don't feel better than anyone or anything. Like, you know, you watch those dudes do that stuff and they're gnarly. Like, it's gnarly stuff. Like, even like the fishbowl jump at Tyler's, the first time I went to jump it the other day, like no one was down there yet. I'm always like the first guy out. Usually I'm excited. But I remember going up to the lip and I was like, don't even think about it. Cause I was looking at it, like trying to judge it. And I was like, just hit it hard. And I just hit it. You know, I didn't even think about it and I greased it. But I was like, man, if I actually sat and looked at it, I'd probably get scared. Like, just go.
Yeah,
like, your body kind of knows how to do it when it's going at it. Like,
yeah. What was your reason for not jumping the 180?
Well, luckily, I didn't really need to because I was in
You were
speed,
in a
style,
different
and
thing,
whip.
right?
So it really, the only reason I would have hit it was ego.
Yeah.
And I kind of, once again, I've been
You'd
trying to
already
take that out
yeah.
as much as possible. So I was like, I'm not going to jump it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because the format, the way that it worked out, everyone was kind of like assigned a task, essentially.
So I pretty much got a free out. I didn't need to jump. I mean, it looked fun. I kind of wanted to hit it, but I almost purposely didn't because I just didn't want to do a straight rhythm. Like, there's no reason I need to be jumping it. My team needs me for speed and style and for whip, so. But it also looked really scary, so I was glad to have a free little pass on that. I wish I could jump it, guys, but.
Man, that, sorry, guys. I would love.
That one, I wanted that one bad, actually. I wanted to hit that first, but that was the same thing. I was just like, you know, it'd be really cool if I made it, but it'd be a lot worse if I just went and ended it, you know? Like, is it worth being that cool? Like, you know?
Yeah, that has got to be a mental feeling.
What, trying to decide? Like,
no, like hitting that jump.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That was probably some of the most.
It would just feel so wrong going up to it that fast and not letting off.
Oh, dude.
But I don't know. But also, I got nervous about my bike because I had that gas, and that thing was pretty slow. Like, it was significantly slower than Tyler.
They actually are slow. They're a great bike.
Yeah, they're very slow.
Yeah.
The 450 is really slow, and
which is great for most people in most circumstances.
Yeah, but there were a few jumps that even like Tyler was hitting in third, and I was struggling to get over at Imagination. So I was a little bit worried that pinning it, I wouldn't make it. Well, Josh had the Fort Fatty, the Yamaha. Yeah. So
have you ridden one of those things?
Yeah, a while back.
They fucking rip.
Yeah, they rip
really fast. Yeah. That's like the perfect jump bike on like Hills bike.
What? Yamaha?
Aside from a stock.
No, I say start down get better than
I was gonna say aside from a stock.
The stock, fuck.
But yeah, those things.
Yeah, they're good bikes.
Those things fucking eat.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, well, Josh can hit that. That thing's fast.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's one of like the cool things about Imagination. Like for people that haven't been there, and like a reason to go is like you can feel the tension in the air. Like when JVS was about to. He was doing those.
He was thinking about flipping it too. You could tell he was thinking about it.
Yeah, he was like running up to it, just doing some kind of pulls on the run-ins, and I'm just like, heavy. Dude.
I wanted to see that too, but you know, if he flipped it, that would have won it for the other team too. But I don't blame him for not flipping that thing. That thing was stupid. He flipped the tree jump too. That was gnarly.
Yeah, yeah, and no one had done that for years.
McNarls did it that day. I don't know. I think he might have done it first. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I think Brian might have done it first, but I'm not sure.
He's a fucking savage.
Yeah. But again, he went for that one jump unfortunately, and just didn't make it. And it was like I was kind of like looking at that too. I'm like, man, like, is it worth hitting it first? And not that Brian did anything wrong. Like he looked kind of good. I would have hit it the way he was eyeing it up. So nothing against him at all. But I was thinking like, it's cool if I jumped that 180 first, but like, it's probably not. I don't think anyone would really care that much.
Yeah.
Like if I jumped it before Tyler, like how many people would know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the people that were there probably like maybe, and no one would really care.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I go and get bodied on it and ruin my whole next year, like
a lot of people care.
A lot of people are gonna care about that. So that's kind of how I was trying to like think about. I don't know. You got to be smart. I don't know. I've been trying not like. You still want to like not build so many excuses in your head that you don't do anything. You don't push it. You still got to push it. I'm trying to like find that little edge.
But there's a balance.
But you got to find that balance.
Yeah. Did you think you progress as a rider in that week that you're there?
I don't know. It'd be hard to say no. I think just like I would say confidence in jumping, but their stuff is so specific that I really don't know how much it translates.
Yeah.
Like definitely just like mentally you feel sick after.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I don't know if you could really get better as a rider or not. I mean, surely you must a little bit.
Because it's so different.
That's the thing. It's just so specific to that. Like, yeah, Bierman Dream Track stuff feels like Bierman Dream Track stuff. Like, very specific. Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.